Hello, I'm Rob Phillips, and welcome to my channel where I help you live a more balanced and present life through yoga and meditation. Today we're going to be doing a 30-minute Yin Yoga sequence that's designed for those of us who happen to sit maybe a little more than we would like to. So if you happen to work in an office or at home at your desk, been sitting on the couch a lot or have a long commute, really any reason whatsoever that you happen to sit more than you'd like, this will be a perfect practice for you. And even for those of you who are a little more active, activities such as cycling or running can lead to lots of lower body tension. I think you'll also enjoy this practice. I've set it up in such a way that you shouldn't need any extra special props, so you can do it wherever you'd like. Finally, as always, if you enjoy this class and you want to see more videos like it, consider subscribing to my channel and consider giving this video a like. But whenever you're ready to get started here, we're going to make our way on our back to begin. So as you make your way onto your back here, you can really just spread out, take up some space on the floor. And of course, if you have props available and you want to support yourself, I'd welcome and encourage that. But take your time to find where you'd like to be. And once you're on your back, close your eyes. And before we get into anything specific with the body, first, just giving ourselves an opportunity, giving ourselves a moment to really settle, to really land right here. So if you have been seated all day, just having that support onto the spine, just giving yourself this opportunity to spread out onto the floor can be really nice, can be really beneficial. As you settle, really feel the body relax, really feel yourself land here, disengaging more and more, feeling more and more space start to open up. And just before we move into our first proper pose for today, let's take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. Open up your mouth as you exhale and let it all go. So staying here on our back, first pose will be quite simply just to draw our left knee into the chest and give a little bit of a squeeze. So I really do mean just a little bit of a squeeze. You're not like pulling onto that leg really hard. You're more just kind of resting the arms there, holding it into position. And keep in mind for this Yin Yoga style that the way we approach poses is always in a gentle way, always respecting any sort of feedback that the body gives us so that we're not working too intensely, so that we're not pushing too hard with any of this. So from here, if this variation is feeling good for you and you want to get a little more release onto the inner line of your left thigh, you might just move the leg over into your left hand and just take it a bit off center. You can park your elbow on the floor and just feel how that creates a little opening onto the inner thigh. Otherwise, the rest of the body remains relaxed. The rest of the body settles here. Continue to let go, continue to disengage, and really feel that sense of space opening up. Really feel yourself releasing more and more into this pose. And so alongside the physical benefits of releasing the lower body, the kind of direct work we're doing here, also appreciating this opportunity that this practice gives us to really slow down, to really take our time and pay attention to things. So here you'll take just a few more moments, just a few more slow breaths, and relax into this pose. And all the while really notice just how this feels. Really connect with and observe what it's like just to be here. Here now you can take just a final complete breath. Now let's scoot the right foot in, plant that foot flat onto the floor. And from here, you're going to cross your left ankle over the right knee, coming into a figure 4 setup. And so we'll all start here and just kind of notice how this feels, just kind of check in with this particular variation. If you're feeling especially tight in that left hip, maybe that you just want to stay here. There might not be any need to go any further than this. If you want to add a little bit of energy into this shape, what you can do in this case is gently draw the right thigh in. Again, not like pulling so hard, just kind of holding the arms there, just kind of relaxing and releasing. And the effect of that should be to create a stronger sensation on the outer left leg. Now you can hold kind of behind the thigh like this. I usually end up holding over the shin. That's more comfortable for me. So feel free to experiment. Feel free to see what works well for your body. And definitely be certain here that there's no strong or sharp sensation in this particular pose, being sure that there's no sensation going on in your knee. And again, we continue to settle, continue to release. Can you truly let go of anything whatsoever that you're holding on to in the body? But can you also truly let go of anything that you're holding on to within your mind? When we do this sort of practice, we really take advantage of the connection between the mind and the body, so that as one layer lets go, the other one will too. And as we let go again and again here, start to feel more and more space. Start to feel more and more ease. Again, the physical and the mental practices are kind of happening concurrently here. They're working really at the same time. Here, for now, you can take one more complete breath and slowly release the legs. And let's take a brief pause. So extend yourself all the way out onto the floor. And open the legs wide, open the arms a little wide. And for just a few breaths, feel the kind of resonance within the body. Feel the sense of energy that you may have opened up. Again, take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. And a gentle exhale breath out our mouth. You can take one more inhale breath here. And as you exhale, hold the right knee into the chest and just give a little bit of a squeeze here. So again, it's not so much that you're like pulling onto the knee. It's more like you're just kind of resting the weight of the arms to hold the leg into this position. And feel how that might unwind the lower back a bit and feel maybe a little release onto the front of the left leg. You can feel a little bit of effect on the straight side too. Shoulders stay soft. Everything releases. If this feels good and you want to target the inner line of your right thigh a little bit more, you can move the knee over into the right hand and just kind of open that arm out alongside you. Feel that release onto the inner thigh. And we'll settle here for the remainder. And giving yourself permission to be very much still. Appreciating this opportunity to really relax. To really just be here where you are. What can you let go of? What are you holding on to in either the body or the mind here that you don't need? Enjoy this chance to be still. Enjoy this opportunity just to be as you are. Here for now, we'll take just a final complete breath as we are. From here, you can scoot the left foot in and cross your right ankle over the top, coming into your figure four setup. Now, as I said on the first side, it may be that just kind of laying here like this is getting the job done. So if you feel enough release on the outer hip, If you're feeling sensation in the knee, if you go further, you can just stay here. If you don't want to dial this up a bit, you can now draw that left thigh in towards the chest. Again, you could hold kind of over the thigh itself. I personally like to hold over the knee. That just feels more comfortable for my body, but everything we do here is all about listening to your body, finding an expression that works well for you. If drawing the leg in is just too much, again, you can lower the foot down to the floor and still get all of the benefits. And practicing moving slowly, practicing really relaxing here, really slowing down. Within this relaxed pose, noticing and observing what it feels like to be here. What are you holding on to that you could let go of? What don't you need in either the body or the mind in this moment? Can you truly let all of that fall away right here and right now? And take one more complete breath right here where you are. Slowly, you can unravel the legs and release. Slowly extend yourself all the way onto the floor, and we'll just take a few more moments here, kind of resting, kind of lingering right where we are. Again, feel a sense of resonance within the body. Feel what you've already opened up just from those few poses that we've just completed. And we're going to get up from here in just a moment, but first let's take a nice big inhale breath through our nose. And a nice long exhale breath out our mouth. And walk our feet in, bend the knees, and slowly roll our way over onto our sides. And from here, you can gently press up and just for a few seconds here, rest in basically like a child's pose. You can release the hips back. Feel a little opening into the spine. From here now, you can pick ourselves up. We're set up for dragon pose. Now, again, I'm optimizing this class, or I'm teaching this class in such a way that you can do it without props. If you do happen to have access to a blanket or padding for your knees, you may find that valuable because not all of us have a very thick yoga mat. So just kind of notice how that feels as you come in. So to come into dragon, it's a low lunging shape. So you'll step your left foot up near the front of the mat, and let's have both hands on the inner edge. Now, if your mat is a little bit thinner and you want to pad the knees, keep in mind you can like fold it over, you can double it up in any way that feels good for you, that gives you the support you need. Hands are on the inside here, and we're really allowing for the weight of the hips to settle. It's that settling that creates release onto the hip flexors, onto the thighs. Can do this with straight arms. If you feel comfortable lowering down to the elbows, that's another option you might consider. And keep in mind, this is going to be generally the strongest pose we do today. You're going to feel the most going on here, so keep that in mind as you do relax, as you do settle. I find this is one of those shapes that can be somewhat challenging to do, but it's so rewarding in terms of what it opens up. And if you happen to work at a desk, if you happen to sit all day, this is like the perfect pose for you. This will release pretty much everything that you need as an antidote or as a complement to that. So again, you want just enough effort to support yourself, but we're still relaxing. We're still settling and disengaging. As long as there's no pain, as long as the sensations aren't too strong, just be here for a few more slow breaths. A few more moments to really get that nice hip release out of this pose. And take a final complete breath right here. Slowly make your way out. Here's a chance if you want to move, if you want to release that left leg a bit, you definitely can. Shake your butt a little bit around, you can. And we'll do second side in a minute here, but first I might recommend just kind of resting in child's pose. Feel the energy get a bit more calm for a few seconds. Really let yourself land, really let yourself rest here for just a few moments. Let's set up that second side. So as you're ready to here, we'll take our right foot and step it up somewhere near the top of the mat. Generally, I recommend having your knee aligned like right over the heel. It's a little more stable, a little more under control that way. And somewhere on the inside edge. And if you do have yoga blocks or a prop to lean into, of course you could do that. Like I said on the first side, if this creates a lot of pressure on the back knee, you could always like double over your mat to give yourself a little more cushion. But set yourself up in such a way that the pose feels sustainable. And like I said on the first side, this can be a little bit stronger. You'll feel certainly a little bit more going on. If you think it might be harmful, of course you'd want to back out. But if it's just kind of some challenge, relax into it. Settle into it. Because like I said, this pose is a perfect kind of remedy or complement to relieve tight hips that may have come from sitting too much. And feel as the body relaxes, feel as the energy settles here in general. See just what you can release here. See just what you can still let go of for these final few deep breaths. Final few moments here as you are. Can take a final complete breath right here where you are. Now slowly, carefully again, as always, you can start to come out and release that right leg. Let it move, let it shift however you might like it to. Now let's make our way all the way forwards and down onto our belly. And take a few deep breaths here. Again, these neutral poses become an opportunity to feel as things integrate. Feel the reverberation, feel the kind of afterglow, you might say. Let's take a nice long inhale breath through our nose. And a nice long exhale breath out our mouth. Now, from here, we're going to stay on our belly, but we're going to set up into a Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, kind of like its name would imply, means we're going to rise up onto our forearms. We're going to create a nice bit of lift into our chest. So definitely, like everything we do here, there's some opportunity to fine tune for your body. So you can try the arms closer or farther, wider, whatever feels good. You can try relaxing the shoulders and dropping the chin. You could also try lifting the chin if that feels better. There's lots of ways to finesse this. But in general, what we're aiming to feel is a mild compression in the lower back, maybe a mild release and stretch on the shoulders. Most of what we've done today, you probably noticed, was focused on the lower body, but here we get a chance to release the spine, which, again, if we've been sitting a lot, kind of puts pressure on the lower back. This is, of course, a type of pressure in its own right, but it's, again, meant to release the spine, meant to soften any tightness you might be holding on to there. So again, like the last pose, like everyone, if this feels good, really settle into it, really release into it. If anything sharp or focused comes up, remember, you can back out early. In fact, please do back up early if that's the case. And maybe now that we're pretty well into the sequence, you can start to notice that as the body relaxes, the mind will naturally get more calm. And as the mind relaxes, the body also gets more calm. Truly letting the two feed into one another so that more and more we settle, more and more we ease into this experience of just being here. And you can take just a few more slow breaths in this back bend, in this Sphinx pose. Please take a final complete breath where you are. Slowly, as you exhale, you'll lower all the way down to the belly. And on the belly, take some nice deep breaths into the lower back, into the shoulders. Just move a little bit of that breath energy into all the areas that we just focused on, all the areas that we just targeted. From here, let's make our way again onto our back as we started. So you can basically just kind of flip yourself over in place and lie down for a few seconds. Settle for a few moments. And then from here, going a little further than we did earlier in our sequence, let's reach up and hold on to both knees. Draw them into the chest and feel that little release for your lower back. And take the knees a bit wider. Many of you may choose to stay here. Some of you may choose to hold up onto the feet and come into like a happy baby pose. We call this stirrup pose in Yin Yoga. Remembering, like the poses we did earlier, you're not so much pulling onto the feet or the knees, you're just holding the legs in this position and allowing for gravity to draw the legs down. This pose kind of hits all the areas we'd like. It's a hip opener, it's a lower back release. If we relax the shoulders, that can help to release the upper back as well. Again, truly settling, truly releasing and disengaging right here. Just take a final complete breath right here where we are. Slowly, as you exhale, release the feet and extend the legs all the way onto the ground. Take a few slow breaths right there. Let everything relax. Let everything release for a few moments. Got just a few more poses left in this sequence. So we're going to take a couple twists. So slowly walk your feet in, bending the knees. And sway the knees a little side to side, just free everything up, loosen everything up. Cross the left leg over the right here, stacking the knees, and then slowly roll your way over to your right-hand side. But then from your right-hand side, open your left shoulder somewhere alongside you. And relax that shoulder onto the floor, just kind of wringing everything out. Head can turn in either direction here. You just want to feel a nice kind of side body stretch. Nice kind of side body relief. Truly letting there be no place that you're trying to get, no destination. Just allowing this pose the time it needs to do its own work. Final complete breath right here. You can draw the knees back into the midline, unravel the cross, maybe kind of shift, sway a little side to side to decompress things. Let's do second side, of course. You'll take the right leg on top and find a gentle inhale breath there. Slowly, as you exhale, roll the legs over to the left. Open your right arm somewhere alongside you. And place it where you'd like, and then just let yourself relax. And let yourself be still here. The body will naturally unravel and release. Everything will open up little by little, as it needs to. Take your final complete breath right here. Slowly wind your way into the middle of your back. And just find a little moment to move, a little moment to release a little bit. And extend your legs out onto the floor. And we'll linger here for just a minute or so. And of course, if you do have a little more time, you could rest here as long as you'd like. Otherwise, just a short pause. Take a nice deep inhale breath through your nose. Open up your mouth to exhale and let it go. Just give yourself one last chance to kind of soak this all in, to feel the practice integrate in the whole body. So take just a few more moments, just a few more slow breaths right here. And then from here, we can start to find some little movements. And allow for those little movements to help you make your way onto your side. And from your side, gently press your way up into a seat. And close your eyes once you're there. Before we end for today, just a final moment to take it all in, to feel everything practice has shifted in your body and mind. And joining hands in front of the heart. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me for this practice. And may our practice bring benefit to all beings. We bow. So thank you so much, as always, for joining me for this practice. And of course, if you have any thoughts or questions, you can let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a like. And finally, consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more yoga practices like this each and every week.